from Virginia Grace Living. I'm in the kitchen today. I'm going to be making a little 3-pepper hot sauce. You can use any peppers really that you want, as hot or as mild as you want. This is just kind of a throw together what you have recipe. We ran out of hot sauce, and I have jalapenos, cayennes, and 1 habanero ready right now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this together. Y'all follow along and go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks. So like I said, you can use whatever peppers you have on hand. It's gonna call for 1 small onion, about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, and just a pound of whatever peppers you're using. You can throw bell pepper in there if you want it a little mild. This is gonna be a little spicy. It's got a habanero and some cayenne, some red jalapenos, some that are green, some in between. So we're just gonna get these cut up. So first we're gonna go ahead and cut up the onion and garlic. We're gonna go ahead and saute those in a pan with a little vegetable oil. Go ahead and put this on medium-high. Get a little oil here. Let that heat up. I love this little handy-dandy Pampered Chef garlic peeler. Just put a whole clove of garlic in there. Press down and give it a good roll. Comes out, peels the garlic real easy. Put your garlic and onion in, saute that about 5 minutes or so until it starts to become translucent. You don't want to burn it. Alright, while your onions are cooking, you might want to go ahead and throw on some rubber gloves real quick. Personal preference, I prefer to go ahead and put these on just in case I'm working with something hot. That way if I take them off and I touch my eye later, I'm not going to be in misery. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the tops of these off. I'm just going to cut the stems off for right now and put them in the bowl over here. Alright, I got my peppers all cut up here. Some jalapenos, cayennes, and habanero. We're going to go ahead and take 1 cup of white vinegar and 1 cup of water. Pour it in here. You hear my fan on, make sure you have your vent on. And we're going to go ahead and incorporate it with our onions and add the seasonings. Go ahead and increase your temperature back up to medium-high. I had it turned down a little bit for those onions, so get this kind of going to a boil and then we'll put in our peppers. Alright, we're also going to go ahead and take a tablespoon of Kosher Salt here. Go ahead and put that in there. And a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now this is a very basic recipe. You can use this recipe as a base for whatever hot sauce you want to do. You can add in other seasonings like cumin or whatever seasoning you think of. But this is just a basic hot sauce recipe that I use for most things. Alright, we got it up to a boil. We're going to go ahead and add in these peppers. You're going to let these boil for about 10 minutes. So if it gets boiling too crazy, just turn it down. Keep in mind that we are boiling hot peppers here, so if you have small kids around or whatever, you might want to make sure you have a well ventilated area. Hey guys, if you're not already, go ahead and make sure you head over to Instagram and Facebook and follow Virginia Grace Living. I'll put the links in the description below so you don't miss any content. Alright, so this has been cooking for about 15 minutes. It went a little bit over just because some of the peppers weren't very soft. So you want to make sure that they're all fairly soft. We're going to remove this from the heat and let that cool for at least 20 minutes before putting it into the food processor. Alright, so the peppers have been cooling off for about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and put those in the food processor, blend them, and I'm going to add 1 more cup of vinegar to clean out the blender and mix all that sauce together. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Alright. Nice sauce. Now if you want this thicker or thinner, you know, adjust your vinegar water ratio. This is pretty thick here for me. Some people would like it like this. I do like a thicker sauce sometimes, but on this one I want it to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to go ahead and put this back in the pot, and then I'm going to pulse some more vinegar in here, 1 more cup of vinegar to kind of clean this out, and then I'll mix it all together. Stirring this all together here, and then now you can either strain it or leave it as is. I think I'm gonna leave it. Sometimes I'll strain it to get some of the seeds and stuff out. We're gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna give it a taste test here in a second. You can add a little more salt at this point if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and bottle this up here soon. Since this is not pH tested or fermented, I'm actually gonna go ahead and water bath process some of these in some canning jars. I'm going to pour 1 into a hot sauce jar that's just going to go in the refrigerator. If you don't have any canning supplies, you can put this in the fridge and it'll last probably, you know, a couple of months in the fridge. It has a very high vinegar content, so it should be fine in your refrigerator for a while. So you're going to want to go ahead and heat up some jars, some hot jars, and about 4 or 5 probably for this recipe. I like to put at least 1 in a hot sauce jar in the refrigerator. If you're not doing that, you might want to go ahead and heat up 6 jars. Alright, so you get your jars hot, set them out. Now if you're not canning these, obviously you can go ahead and skip this step and just bottle them up. Like I said before, it'll last about you know, anywhere from 1 to 3 months in the refrigerator. If you pH test this, if you have something to test the pH with, and you can go ahead and dial that in, and it should be shelf stable for a while. But I'm going to go ahead and can these just to be safe. I usually keep a jar of hot sauce in the fridge, and so whenever I empty it, I'll take one of these, refill that jar, and then that's how I keep hot sauce in the fridge, and then I keep it in the pantry. So you're going to want to go ahead, these are clean, sterilized jars. I have my funnel here and a cup. Go ahead and fill these up. You're going to fill these up to about a 1/4 inch headspace. If you don't know how to do that, use your 1/4 inch head or your headspace tool. So you want to go ahead and make sure you wipe the rim, put a fresh clean lid on that has not been used before. And put your jar lid on. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep refilling these here. So that ended up with 4 8-ounce jars. I have a little bit left in the pot that I'll just use on something here soon. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the water bath canner. It's just plain hot water with my spacer on here. So I'm gonna put these in here and process them for 10 minutes. Make sure that when you put them in that you got about 1 inch of water over the top of your jars. And when you want this to be at a rolling boil for 10 minutes. So it's not really boiling yet. Once it reaches that rolling boil, we'll go ahead and start our timer. We got a rolling boil here. I'll start my 10 minutes. And let it process. Alright, that's been going for 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Careful, super hot water. Alright, so I ended up with 4 half pints and 1 bottle of hot sauce. Well guys, that's all I got for you today. I really appreciate you stopping by and checking out the video. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you like the video, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. God bless.